just another bike wash video, right? Trawling around the internet, the GCN guys, bike mechanic pro tip things. None of those actual situations suit. This is not necessarily Sydney specific, that there is something about sand, the dirt, the grit in Sydney gets into your bike, particularly things like Centennial Park. We've got some nice backing vocals from some aeroplanes. Just enjoy it, it's the inner west. Now this is not a 5-minute climb. For starters, I'm filming the damn thing under 20 minutes. 20 minutes you can kind of sneak in between bits and pieces, at least once a week, or especially after a really dirty ride. Not just going to be like any other bike wash video for one particular reason. This is happening. Okay, so as you can see, my bike's dirty. This was the ride last night that we did around Mossman Hills. It's not as bad as Centennial Park, but as you can probably see, sand, grit, grime, classic kind of Sydney stuff going on here. First step, hose. This is a non-degreaser clean. I used to clean with degreaser all the time. Changed that up after Felice told me that that just gets straight into your bearings. So just before I did this, filled up your classic bucket of soapy water. I actually used a Morgan Blue cleaner. This stuff, pretty good, actually brilliant. Where did I put them? Oh man, get in there, son. Oh yes, beautiful. Get that in there. All right, spray it on here, spray it around the cassette. So what was that? Probably 20 sprays, something like that. Next, gloves, there they are. Gloves. Here's what we're using. 2-sponge solution. The 2-sponge solution. One sponge does your pretty bits, your bits that don't get that dirty, basically. Your frame, bars, under the saddle. That was one I think that the GCN fella was big on, just getting under the saddle. Makes a massive difference actually. The amount of grime and grit that gets in there, incredible. Sydney does not take, I mean we've got great weather conditions and all the rest of it, but geez, it doesn't take much. And the roads just turn into an absolute sand pit. We're gonna pop the front wheel. Front wheel pop. Rest him down. Always better to do this on grass, obviously. Not ideal for people in apartments and the rest of it, but my little trick at the end of this, well, you're either going to love it or hate it. Rear wheel. Down into the money business down here, aren't we? Nice to have a wall or something to lean him up against, like that. Get into that rear rim, rear tyre. Helps in the fight against punctures. Am I still recording? We're flashing? Oh yeah, we're flashing. Okay, rear triangle. Now you noticed I didn't actually go after the rear cassette there. I will. Just want to give that a couple of more minutes so I can get into this. It's going to be nice and clean. Get into those brake calipers. I didn't quite have enough of a go at that on the front there, did I? I put him back on. I'm going to grab my little broom here and go at the cassette, bike, wheel, and I always battle at this. I don't know why. I'm hoping to DS a couple of races this year. You want to pray you don't get a flat with me around. Gonna go up to the big ring. Now rest the bike sort of on that angle style thing, because we're gonna need to be able to go at the chain. Other sponge now, and just a simple go at it first round. 2 nail polish fellas, clamp them together and go at it like that. Now the idea there is you're getting in to that chain, getting that sand that just loves living in there off. Finally, crank with it in the big ring, go around it, try and get on that inside as well. Often forget about the little ring, spend most of my time in there. So most people then, you do your hose down, and from there you're looking at probably a towel and that kind of thing. We're going to go a slightly different route. We're going to take this next level. Firstly, you may think, what the hell is he doing? What are we looking at? We're looking at an air compressor here, guys. Brilliant. Watch this. So while it's doing its thing, we're going to come back here, do a nice little hose down. Now again, I used no degreaser, just that foaming wash. I find that if you hit this once a week, you don't need degreaser, even after the worst rides. Compressor is ready. Bought the 15-meter hose, brilliant, runs it all the way out from the house. Now, same sort of system, start from the top, make your way down. You're literally just blowing the water off. It is the best way to do this. What I've found is like the little spots where you used to get like water would just linger and rust, gone. The more expensive the compressor, the quicker this repressure is, and the more air obviously can get out of it in one hit. I will let it build up one more time, so when I go at the drivetrain, it is full power. Through the derailleur, just not going at the innards of the jockey wheel, but just doing enough. Look at that, perfect. That was caked in sand, right? I'll show you around the bottom bracket. It's like the last thing I'll do. Really nice. Nice and clean. Look, that probably took a little bit longer than doing it with a towel, but trust me, getting in there and getting that grit out without using any degreaser is an absolute win. Are we still recording? Oh yeah, we are. Perfect. Look, it's not the super fastest clean. You're probably quicker using the towel. And look, I don't use the gas all the time. A sandy ride, I don't see why not. This is a pretty cool look. Bike's clean, it's Sydney clean. That camera's fallen over. It's shot anything apart from the grass. Any questions? Post them down for any advice on the kind of stuff that we use. That hose is about to explode, so I'm gonna leave it there.